This video is sponsored by Skillshare. I have a co-host this week. This is Skippy. Round of applause. Yes, we're so excited to be here. We're going to be answering all your questions. Stay tuned for the best Q&A on iUpdate today. Let's go ahead and get started. Alexander says, what is your most desired feature in iOS 13 that you want to be added? Dark mode, Apple. Dark mode. Or iOS 12.1 or 12.2 or 12.3. Like this video if you want a dark mode in iOS 13. Maybe Apple's watching. They're definitely not. But if they are, they'll know that we all just want dark mode. New iPhone names. This is something that I've been wondering as well. And up until this point, I've been calling the LCD model the iPhone 9 and the two higher end OLED models the iPhone 11 and the iPhone 11 Plus. But over on Instagram, actually, from the Apple Hub Instagram account, I saw this really interesting infographic that totally puts this into perspective. I think after seeing this, the 2018 iPhones could be called iPhone and iPhone Pro, because if you look at this right here, look at Apple's product lineup. MacBook, MacBook Pro, iMac, iMac Pro, iPad, iPad Pro. There's only one really big product out of there. Of course, you have Apple TV, Apple Watch, HomePod, but their biggest product, the iPhone. I could totally see them calling the 6.1-inch LCD model just iPhone, and then going for 5.8-inch iPhone Pro or 6.5-inch iPhone Pro, because that's how Apple separates the two different iPad Pro models. I could totally see this. I want to hear your thoughts on this down below. I was totally set on like iPhone 9 and iPhone 11 before, but Apple could simplify it. And I believe an analyst like from the rumor mill has already said, yes, Apple could just be simplifying the iPhone naming scheme, just calling it iPhone this year. And that seems totally plausible. If iPhone suddenly didn't exist, what would be your second option? If I had to switch from the iPhone right now, I'd probably choose the Samsung Galaxy S9. I like the Google Pixel 2. I have it sitting over there. I also have a Galaxy S9 over there. And what I like about the iPhone is iOS. If I had to pick something else, also like OnePlus 6 looks like a really, really great option. But I'd probably choose the Galaxy S9. It has a really good camera. It's got a pretty good processor inside. Maybe the Note 9 if I wanted a really big screen. And I don't see myself ever switching over in the near future. Uber or Lyft. I've definitely taken Uber more than Lyft, and I've had probably more interesting experience inside of Uber than Lyft. But if I had to pick one, I like Lyft's branding a lot. It's super clean. It's super clear and concise. And I like their app better, and their drivers generally seem to be better as well, from my own experience. So I'd probably pick Lyft. What are your thoughts about the two new Samsung Ingenious ads? Unfortunately, there's actually more than two. There's two about the Note 9 and like 5 or 6 plus about the Samsung Galaxy S9. I think they do a better job, ironically, of selling Apple products rather than selling Samsung products. They're all filmed inside of Apple stores. It's a really bad marketing campaign. For some reason, in recent history, Samsung has gone from, let's tell the world how great our own products are, which is what Apple does, who is far more successful than Samsung, to let's attack who's in first place. Let's attack Apple all the time. I always appreciate a funny Samsung ad going at Apple. Like one good Samsung ad a year, I think everybody could say that's pretty wholesome, that's pretty fun, it's pretty enjoyable. But instead of using my link down below and going to Skillshare and learning how you can actually market and advertise the right way, Samsung did it their own way, and they just attack their competition and talk about Apple's products and how bad they are, rather than highlighting something really great about their own products, like how good the low light camera is on the Galaxy S9. It doesn't make that much sense. In fact, if you want to learn how to do advertising and marketing the right way, you guys should check out Skillshare using my link below. They were kind enough to sponsor today's video. Really great company to work with. They make a really cool service where you can go online and you can learn about all your favorite stuff, whether it is advertising and marketing, or photography, or videography, or coding, or game design, or animation. It's all on Skillshare's website. You do what you really enjoy. If you like advertising or marketing, go learn about that. If you like photography or videography, go learn about that. There is something on Skillshare for everyone, which I think is so cool. I found this really great class right here. It's called Introduction to Social Media Advertising, Learn with Buffer, and it will walk you through key terms, how you actually do marketing rather than just attacking your competition. Maybe you should focus on what your company does really well and what you do really well. So if you want to be better at marketing or advertising than Samsung, check out my link down below in the description. You get 2 months of Skillshare for free. Of course, there's advertising, marketing, photography. There is so much on this site. Let me know what your favorite courses are down below. One more question about Samsung. What are your thoughts on the Bixby speaker? I think it's called the Galaxy Home. I think the idea of a smart speaker is really great, but when you release something that looks like a villain from Incredibles 2, I don't know if that many people are going to be buying your smart speaker, especially considering the fact that it has Bixby. Now, I don't like Siri, but Bixby make Siri look really, really good, and that's hard to do. What day do you think iOS 12 will come out in September? Well, we don't have an exact release date just yet. Officially, Apple has only said sometime in the fall, but it's usually just a couple days before the new iPhones come out, or sometimes it's like a week before the new iPhones come out. What I could see happening this year is iOS 12 launching on September 12th or 19th, and the new iPhones coming on the 21st or the 28th of September. If I had to pick one date, I would say September 12th, but it could also be September 19th as well. It's generally released on a Wednesday for new big iOS or macOS updates, and new iPhones are generally released on a Friday. What inspired you to make a tech channel? I actually remember where I was when I decided for sure I was going to start a YouTube channel. It was about 5 years ago. I was downstairs in my house doing something, and I was watching a video. I want to say it was Jeff Benjamin from iDownload Blog or iDevice Movies or iTweaks, and I was watching some of their stuff when they already had hundreds of thousands of subscribers, and I said, this is cool. I want to share my own stuff about iOS. I want to talk about iOS updates. I want to talk about jailbreak tweaks. I want to talk about iPhone rumors and leaks. And I just started a YouTube channel. No direction, nobody to tell me what to do. I wish that I could have me now, talk to me then, and be like, oh, don't title a video this ever, or put this in the description, or make sure you tag things a certain way, or just be smart when you're talking about products and don't be scared to be yourself on camera. There's so much I wish I could tell myself then that I know now, but I think that's everyone. Hindsight is absolutely 2020. But yeah, I just kind of started one day and it ended up working out in the end. From Jacob over on Twitter, are you single? Well, I am, probably because my demographic here on YouTube is 90% male and 10% female, but hey, for the 10% female, my Instagram DMs are always open. Will 2018 iPhone X be having a 120 hertz refresh rate display? This is the number one thing that I want to see on this year's iPhones, but it's something that we haven't heard about at all. No rumor has said we're going to be seeing a 120 hertz screen with the ProMotion display on the next iPhone. Apple introduced it on the iPad Pros in July of 2017, so they clearly have the technology. They've put it on a larger display before, but that was also on an LCD screen versus OLED. I don't know how easy it would be to make an OLED screen run at 120 hertz. It'd probably be pretty challenging, but it's the 120 hertz refresh rate that allows everything to basically look twice as smooth as it does now on the iPhone. If you've ever been into an Apple store or you own a 2017 iPad Pro, you know everything is buttery smooth. Here's a quick demo that I filmed around a year and a half ago now. The displays on here are incredible. If Apple could bring this to the 2018 iPhones, I would argue that that could warrant the upgrade by itself because everything is so crisp, so clean, and most importantly, so smooth. Casey asks, what is your favorite Apple Watch band? I don't honestly think of the Apple Watch as a piece of jewelry. I use the black sport band. Normally, I also have a knockoff Apple Nike Plus band, and I've got a red band as well. I've never spent a ton of money on the Hermes series just because they're super expensive, or the Milanese Loop. It's also pretty pricey. I've always looked at the watch as just something to be a companion to my iPhone for text messages, for telling the time. If I thought of it as a piece of jewelry, I'd probably buy a more expensive band, but for right now, the sport band is perfect. Where's AirPower? I don't know, Tim Cook. Where is AirPower? I bought my iPhone 10 a month ago, so should I try to sell my 10 and buy a new 2018 iPhone? This is something that a lot of people are probably asking themselves, especially people who have bought a new iPhone in the past 2 or 3 months. From my perspective, I always want to get the new iPhone every year, so I sell my old model. That's something that I don't think a lot of YouTubers talk about. Because Apple doesn't send me phones, I have to pay for everything on my own. So to get money back, I think I'll be selling my iPhone 10 and my iPhone 8s as well to get money to buy the new 2018 iPhones. A lot of people keep their old phones. I don't think I can financially afford to do that. So selling your old phone isn't bad. iPhones hold their value really, really well. You can get usually upwards of 50% of the retail value, or sometimes 60, 75% as well. And I think the iPhone 10 is still pretty high in demand. So selling it is not a bad idea to get a new model in just a couple weeks. What's your favorite app on iPhone 10? The app that I use the most is probably Tweetbot, and it's kind of going to go down the drain since Twitter's doing all these weird API changes. So streaming is going to be gone and a couple of other features that I really enjoy. But I use Twitter a lot, obviously, also watching a lot of YouTube, Apollo for Reddit. If you guys actually want to see what's on my iPhone, I'll link it up here in the top right-hand corner of the screen. How has your new iMac Pro affected your day-to-day workflow? Honestly, it hasn't changed that much. I think it's a lot better when I'm actually editing in Final Cut Cut Pro. I really enjoy using this machine. It's really expensive, and for me it was worth it because I use it every single day. It's not like I only use this computer once a week or once a month. I use it constantly, and for editing it's really great. For image editing it's also really fantastic. The fan noise is super quiet. The screen is absolutely incredible. It hasn't radically changed how I work, but it's definitely made working more fun. All right, Skippy and I want to thank you for watching this video. Skippy really enjoys when I sit him upright. This is probably bad for his back, so I'm going to sit him down now. If you guys enjoyed watching, drop a like down below. Thanks for sending in some great questions. Always really fun to do these, and I enjoyed talking with all of you for the past couple minutes. Check out Skillshare below, leave a like, smash the comment button, and subscribe, of course. Hit subscribe. I have been Sam. I hope you're doing great, and I'll talk to you in my next video.